Julian Assange entered the Ecuadorian embassy in June.
It is an attack on the international community that safeguard global security and advance economic prosperity. And advance economic prosperity. And advance economic prosperity.
On a London street, a dishevelled man jury for conspiring to hack a Pentagon computer network. Why should he be protected from prosecution? He used unethical means to get information. That's not how journalists are meant to operate. He dumped information in the public domain without verifying it independently. That's not what journalists are meant to do. And he cooperated with an authoritarian regime, Russia, to harm one US presidential candidate over another. And therefore, he's not a free speech hero. And Chelsea Manning sends one of these messages that says, can you crack a hash value? Right, and a hash value is a list of numbers and letters, and in this case, it was 80C11049FAEBF441D524FB3C4CD53551C. And if we can crack that hash value, we can somehow get into a classified US military computer system. And Assange said, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Something a journalist would ever say. I'll give it a go to help my whistleblower hack into a US classified system. Did he at that point step away from journalism into himself being an active whistleblower who kind of has to face the consequences of his actions? You have to believe, according to the Washington Post, that the US justice system is so broken that a trial in the United States could only result in persecution.
The idea of having a trial in an open and transparent way is what we have to rely upon. And this is the opportunity for Julian Assange to face those allegations and prove his innocence or guilt. I don't think we're in a position here to litigate the whole matter. I think he should face court. And I think somebody, of course, in Julian's position, I would have thought, would have relished the opportunity to actually put his case before court. The idea that he's being kept in appalling conditions in the Ecuadorian embassy, I find a little unusual in the sense that he wasn't kept there at all. He was free to come and go. That was his refuge to stay away from facing these charges.
Charged the United States. He's not being charged with espionage. The charge that's sitting on the table here is that he's of numbers and trying to find a way to hack it. Would you do that? Would you do that? Would you go to your editor and say, I've been given this great big long list of numbers and I'm going to try and find a way to hack into a US classified military system? Would you do that?
I don't have, I would never have.
Is this encrypted message, do you reckon you could have a go at trying to crack this hash value? The UK judge today called him a narcissist. The Ecuadorian said he was discourteous and aggressive. He does seem to fall out with everybody who he is in partnership with. What's looking so dishevelled?
And there is this great trend of him falling out with people, and I think that, you know, if you are staying, you know, at the Ecuadorian embassy and you've got rules to follow, and it means if you can just follow those rules, it means you're not taken away to trial, you're not extradited. The least you can do is absolutely abide by them. And if not, then there are allegations made against you. You're going to have a, you know, have your day in court and you know, answer to those allegations.
When WikiLeaks dumped that data, they did not redact any of that classified information.
Is he a journalist?
Absolutely not. He's not a journalist. He's got absolutely none of the ethical boundaries that we all exist within. I think it's interesting too that WikiLeaks is now choosing to cloak itself in the defence of journalism when in fact the business model is about rejecting all of what they think is the old-fashioned sort of frumpery of journalism, you know, fact-checking and being redacting information that might be dangerous to third parties. Let's not forget the real reason he was in the Ecuadorian embassy. It wasn't because, I think, in my view, he was trying to avoid this fight in the US. It was because he didn't want to answer to an embarrassing rape allegation in Sweden. I find Assange's hypocrisy absolutely stunning. I don't accept that he's a journalist in any way.
And yet he won a Walkley Award.
Yes, having said that, I really don't think he should go to jail. I don't think Chelsea Manning should be in jail either. You know, I wonder what Nelson Mandela would have done. I don't think he would have been dragged kicking and screaming out of the Ecuadorian embassy after hiding there for so many years.
The people that he serves with were named in a lot of these documents that put a lot of people at risk.
This is about helping Chelsea Manning hack into the computer system. So this is espionage. Help her hack into the Defence Department's email system. I mean, that is a crime. That's a crime if it's committed against any organisation. let alone a government agency. I'm kind of glad, actually, that Assange is such an unappealing figure, because it's one of those cases that really does test your belief in free speech.
About the Russian assistance that he received during 2016 with the WikiLeaks data dump.
How should Australia go into bat for him?
No, but if you get charged with, punching someone in Bali, they'll come and visit you in prison, but they're not going to pay for your lawyers or do much more than provide very basic assistance. Everyone from Jeffrey Robinson down in the UK prepared to help him out, and he's alienated them all by jumping back. This is a guy who has shown contempt for almost everyone who's trying to help him. I don't think there's much to gain for Australia in helping him.
Well, it's inevitable and it's very serious, and it's a matter for, I think, the Australian government, if it has any gumption, which I doubt, to protest. A man who has published the truth. He didn't mind going to Sweden. He wanted to, in fact, but it was the fear of America. And we have to now, if Australian government has any gumption, will protest for publishing abroad, not in America, the truth, which will be, in effect, a death penalty, but it will not be the death penalty which Britain cannot extradite anyone to face. He, as a non-American, should be subject to punitive American law for publishing the truth, to punish Assange, in effect, for revealing crimes that were committed by American forces. To know whether the Australian government has the gumption and decency to stick up for an Australian who's being singled out in this way.